saw the title in the thumbnail, so let's just jump right into it. Tip number 1, you want to select an augment to be researched before your very first match. Now, the game does not do this for you, alright? It does not have an automatically selected researching augment for you. You want to make sure that you do it yourself. And this is important because some of these upgrades are huge. I mean, I'm almost done. All of them have one more augment actually to be researched, my very last item, and I'm 5 days in for gameplay. So as you play, as you do better, yada yada yada, you do unlock these augments. Just know the game does not automatically set one for you, so make sure to select what you want researched first before you jump into your very first match. It will help you in the long run, trust me. Tip number 2, you do not need to level up a gun to unlock camos. So for all of you who are excited to jump into this game for the first time and start unlocking camos, no need to do what you did in Cold War and level them up to maximum rank. All you have to do is just play. 2,000 kills gets you the very last, and all of the regular military camos are called in this game. And after that, you can go move on to the simple challenge, the special, challenges, and that's where you start getting into the special camos that you can get for each gun. So you don't need to level up your guns at all. You don't need to go into multiplayer for any reason. You know, if you're anything like me, you're probably gonna avoid it like the plague because you're just here for the zombies. And you know what? In my opinion, perfectly fair. So if you're looking forward to the zombies camo grind, don't worry about leveling up the guns. You can just jump right in and start ripping. Tip number 3, shooting a zombie does not give you points, kills do. And I just want to say real quick, I'm aware that some of these are wicked simple, but I want to make sure I cover all bases for all levels of people who are new and old. If you're just jumping into BO6 first time. You do not get points for shooting a zombie. You only get rewarded for eliminations, they're called. Not kills, they're called eliminations, but obviously the same thing. Just a different way to avoid the word kill for whatever reason. I digress. You get 100 points for a torso kill, aka non-special kill reasoning or way of killing, and even if you don't get the ability to kill a zombie, but you still do significant enough damage, somebody else gets to kill, you still get 100 points worth of damage, or whatever it is that you did to the zombie. As far as damage goes, you're still going to get rewarded. So don't worry about kill stealing, you're still getting rewarded. Tip number 4, a regular torso kill gives you 100 points. A melee kill, 105 points, and a headshot, 115 points. Very simple there. I mean, those are the 3 main ways you're going to kill, really, so just focus on the head, and if you don't, it's only 15 points, but obviously the more 15 points you get, the more it stacks up, so always focus on the head. Tip number 5, zombies have a wide berth of damage range. This is not like Cold War, where I found in my own experience personally getting Dark Ether, that if you weren't near the zombie, you weren't going to get hit. You can have some air between you and the swipe of the zombie and you're still going to get damaged. So it is a bit tougher in that regard. And it's a bit more like, honestly, it's going to sound stupid, World at War. And I only mean that in the sense of damage range. They have a much larger range of damage that they can do. A much more AoE style of attack versus you have to be physically touched by them. I don't think that's the case at all. The registration of being hit by a zombie is a lot less forgiving in this game than it is in others. Tip number 5. Zombies have, tip number 6, excuse me, weapon rarity of wall buys increase as match goes on. Let's say you jump into the game and you see that the GS45 on Terminus in the first room is a green level. By round maybe 12, it'll be blue. And by round, say, 25 or whatever, random number off the top of my head, it'll be purple. And by round 35 or 40, it'll be orange. The rarity of the gun that you buy off the wall increases as the game goes on. And I don't know if they're all the same. I don't think they are, because I have seen times, many times, where one gun on the wall is purple, another one is blue, and purple's higher than blue, so you want to go with the other one or if you want to wait for the other one. The other blue gun to become purple, you want to keep playing rounds. So just be aware if you are looking to, say, get a camo for a certain gun, and you don't want to have to spend all the salvage as you go on to upgrade the weapon, you just buy it off the wall at a certain round whenever it's the rarity that you want. Tip number 7, you can pack a punch 3 times. First time is 5,000 points, second time is 15,000 points, third time is 30,000 points. Very simple, very easy, there's not a lot to say. It's 50,000 points in all to upgrade a gun once fully, not including salvage rarity. Tip number 8, FMJ does extra damage to armored and heavy zombie. Alright, so as you play the game, you are going to see that the armored and heavy zombies are a lot more difficult to kill than the others because of their armor. But if you put on the full metal jacket, believe it or not, it does extra damage to their armor. Now, not necessarily them as much. I think a little bit of extra damage, nothing to write home about. But you will melt their armor with FMJ equipped to any gun as you're playing the game. And while on that, tip number 9, you can get a gunsmith build as your dedicated zombies build on controller. Once you build up, say, a GS45 with a Kimbo and an extended mag, right? Say you fully upgrade the gun. Well, as long as you hit left trigger on your controller, then it's now your zombies build. I don't know what the key is on keyboard and mouse for the record. What that means is whenever you jump into the game and you get the GS45, whether it's from the box or from the wall, you are going to have it akimbo with extended mags. It is a wonderful system that they've done here, and it is only like that for zombies because, of course, multiplayer is a whole different animal. So definitely do that whenever you start unlocking different ammo attachments or just attachments in general in Gunsmith. Make sure you're always, or even if you purchase a bundle in the store, I'm not going to touch that with 10-foot pole, but if you do by chance ever do that, you can still set a pre-made blueprint in the store as your zombies dedicated build. Tip number 10, Parasites and Vermin are weak to cryo-freeze ammo type. You get all ammo types from these things called the arsenals, and it does do extra damage to certain types of zombies based on the damage that you do. What I mean, when you're facing Vermin and or Parasites, as long as you have the cryo-freeze ammo type on the gun, then you are going to get extra damage done to the Parasites and the Vermin versus a gun without the cryo-freeze ammo type. Tip number 11, Manglers are weak to napalm burst. You want to aim for their cannon arm. You can destroy their cannon arm. And when you do, there is a chance that they will drop the Mangler cannon, which is a kill streak in zombies. And that is a okay-ish, in my opinion, kill streak. You need it for the Easter egg in Liberty Falls, but regardless, you get my point. If you focus solely on the arm, on the Mangler, and especially if you have napalm burst, you're going to do huge damage to it, and you have the chance to destroy the Mangler arm cannon. Tip number 12, Abominations are weak to napalm burst. You want to shoot their mouths while they're open and glowing. Very simple, very obvious, but again, I'm just covering all bases here. Once you see the Abomination open the mouth and it's glowing, shoot it. You're going to do crit damage, and they are extra weak, just like Manglers, to napalm burst ammo type. And finally, tip number 13, Amalgams are weak to Shadow Rift ammo type. Shoot glowing head on their body. They have multiple heads on their bodies that are glowing. You want to shoot those for the critical extra damage, and they are weak to the Shadow Rift ammo type. So I'm just going to run through all these tips again just to make it simple for you. Tip number 1, research an augment before your first match. Tip number 2, you do not need to level up a gun to unlock camos. Tip number 3, shooting a zombie does not give you points, kills do. Tip number 4, melee kills give you 105, headshots 115. Tip number 5, zombies have a wide berth of damage range. Tip number 6, weapon rarity of the wall buys increase as the match goes on. Tip number 7, you can pack punch a gun 3 times. First one is 5,000 points, second one 15,000 points, third one 30,000 points. Tip number 8, FMJ does extra damage to armored and heavy zombies. Tip number 9, you can set a gunsmith build as a dedicated zombies build in the gunsmith. Tip number 10, Parasites and Vermin are weak to cryo-freeze ammo type. Tip number 11, Manglers are weak to napalm burst. Aim for the cannon arm to destroy it. Tip number 12, Abominations are weak to napalm burst. Shoot open glowing mouths when able to do crit damage. Tip number 13, Amalgams are weak to the Shadow Rift ammo type. Shoot their glowing heads on their bodies. That's all I got for you today. Again, this is mainly meant for people who are just jumping into the game, so I hope you enjoy. That's all I have for you. If you're interested in seeing more of these zombie tips and tricks and guides and all that, please subscribe and consider it. If not, totally understand. I hope to see you one day in the future. And remember, the Sunday Storm loves you, even don't know it yet, and Jesus loves you. May God bless you guys. Have a blessed day. Take it easy, and goodbye.